Hello, welcome back to the channel. It is episode number 2 of this battle for victory save with Scarborough Athletic, and we're into the opening games of the season. And before we get into the episode, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and let's go through the transfers that we made in yesterday's episode. First off, we brought in, if we do this by date, we brought in Jake Kelly, Alex Petrovic and Lewis Lang, all on free transfers, all out of contract players. Jake Kelly is a right back. Attributes are just there if you want to pause and have a look at that. Alex Petrovic is a left back, defensive midfielder, central midfielder. Again, attributes just there. And Lewis Lang, he is a centre back. Again, attributes are there. We also brought in James Rowland on loan from TNS. Again, if you want to pause and have a look at that. Dylan Hill from Northampton, also on loan. He is a defensive midfielder or centre midfielder. Can also play left back and right back. And then Harry Williams came in on a free transfer. Another centre back. Some good numbers on this boy here. 19 years of age. Looks like he could be a very, very good signing. And lastly is James Gale, a 6'6" striker. Just bolsters us in that striking position. Someone we can probably bring off the bench to hopefully grab a few goals. And with all that being said, we're going to get into the first game of the season, the first game of the episode, where we travel to Brackley in the league. Brackley, a ground that I have been to myself. And we're going to go with the 4-2-3-1 because the players that we had absolutely settled it for me that this was what we were going to play, and it's going to be Cracknell in goal. Jake Kelly plays at right back, Gouda plays at centre back with Lang, Burton is at left back, Heslop and Maloney are the two midfielders. They're both occupying the defensive midfield roles because for some reason that's what it says. FM23 seems very hyped on playing two defensive midfielders, so we're going to go with it to start with. Bramwell's on the left, Colville's on the right, and Ayari is playing just behind Coulson. Heslop is the only one that's a slight worry. He isn't particularly good at this role, but it is what it is. We'll leave him to it for now. We'll make the changes if we need to. Positive mentality. Brackley are due to finish mid-table. We are expected to be around the playoffs if you believe the media predictions. So let's get into it. Oh, Gouda wins that header there. Heslop into Maloney. Looks at switch out towards the left side and Bramwell. Bramwell is away from his man. Into the box. Can he pull it back? He goes for the shot and Lewis makes the save. Maloney to take this corner kick in swinger towards the middle of the 6-yard box, and he's headed away, and Lewis Lang can pick it up under no real pressure there. It's a good start for us here for Scarborough Athletic. We're looking at our league table. We have the likes of Kings Lynn are in there, Leamington are in there, Kettering are in there, AFC Telford, Fylde are in there as well. It's going to be one hell of a tough season, especially to even make the top 7, as Kelly will take this throw now, gives it to Maloney. He puts the ball into the box. Bramwell gets up and heads it over the bar. 35 minutes in, we are absolutely dominating this opening game. Just haven't been able to find a breakthrough. 0.93 XG, which isn't great, but we just need to create the chances. 0-0 here at Brackley, and it is Brackley 0, Scarborough 0. Carline with the throw now. Ayari cuts that out. Heslop goes back to Lang, and he's the counter-attack on now. It's a poor ball though, and Dean can bring it away. Gives it to Carline again. Into Maroon Bedzi. And Gouda wins that header. Charles Colville now as they look to go over halfway. Switched out towards the left side of Yari, who's behind his man. Can he pull it back? He does pull it back. He's cleared away. Heslop into Glynn. Lays it back for Burton there. Burton chips in towards Charles. And Jake Charles off the bench makes it 1-0. The substitutes work. And Scarborough lead by a goal to nearly away from home. It has been all us. We have been the dominant side. And Ayari's balling was cleared by Dean. Heslop headed it back into Glynn. His ball back to Burton. And he just chips it towards the far post. And Charles with the header beats the goalkeeper. It's 1-0. Burton with his throw in towards Glynn. Back to Burton. Chips it over top for Charles. Can he get there first? He does get there first, and he gets his second goal off the bench. What a start to his season. He's been on the pitch all of about 8 minutes, and he has a brace to his name. Burton with the throw into Glynn. It was not back into Burton. He just chips it over the top. The two of them linking again. Chests it down, and a great finish across the goalkeeper. Inside of the post. It's 2-0, and that should be the 3 points wrapped up. Heslop now looks long, and Colville is in behind in the inside right channel. Gets towards the byline now, looks to pull it back. He does pull it back. Charles is arriving, and it's cleared away from him and out for a corner kick on this near side. Brackley have had their first shot of the game now as Maloney outswinger will put this ball in. He does, and it's headed away. Can it be picked up on the edge of the box by Heslop? It is, but he's dispossessed by Mwatsa. Mwatsa now looking to go over halfway under a little bit of pressure, brought down by Heslop. Tactical foul. Probably will get a yellow card for that. No, he doesn't. Bit of a surprise there. I thought he took one for the team. That is a poor throw there, and Thornton easily collects it. Looks long for Charles. Goes up to win the header, but it's going to come to Richards. Richards now lays it back to Carline. Out towards Mwatsa. Mwatsa brings it down. Cross is blocked. Heslop can bring it out now. Heslop looks down that line. It's another poor ball there, though. And Dean, under pressure, has to go all the way back to Lewis in the Brackley goal. And just got to put that pressure on now in places. And hopefully we can just see this game out. We don't want to let them into this game as Armstrong gets in behind. Hits the shot, hits the post. Keeper was beaten all ends up there, Cracknell. But it stays out, fortunately, and it's still 2-0. Just looking to slow down this tempo in the last 10 minutes now. Shorten the passing, slow down the tempo, play 4 set pieces, and play a bit of time wasting as well as Armstrong gets in behind once again. Lays it back, Maloney and Lang between them, clear it away. And Charles takes it down, and he's got about 6 men around him and needs to cut out. As that ball goes along, Lang wins it again. And Armstrong, who's looked a threat in this last 10 minutes or so, Thornton into Colville, back to Thornton. He looks long, and it's a wayward ball, but they're not really dealing with it at the back. And Walker is dispersed by Charles, who gets his hat trick, and he deserves that since coming off the bench. It is a 20-minute hat trick for Charles. Jake Charles has been superb since he's come on the pitch today, and I think he has earned himself a start in the next game. Walker was just dilly-dallying on the ball around the penalty spot. Charles dispossesses him, and quickly as you like, puts it into the back of the net. It's 3-0 here at Brackley. Ball goes long and McCarma into York. I've just seen, by the way, and for anyone that's followed me for a while, as that ball goes in, Lang goes up and heads it away. York clears it back into McCarma, and a penalty is being given. And this will be disappointing to lose our clean sheet here late on with 2 minutes of stoppage time to play. Looks as if Armstrong is going to take it, and he scores, makes it 3-1. We lose our clean sheet. Their first shot on target. It's disappointing. But as I was saying, it came up that Diego Di Girolamo has scored for Buxton. And anyone who's followed me for any period of time, Diego Di Girolamo was a player that was absolutely fantastic for me at Hinckley Leicester Road and doing the business. Buxton was a team that I was actually looking at doing as well. If I knew Diego was there, might have influenced my decision. But nonetheless, we're at Scarborough and we open the season with a 3-1 victory. Burton setting up 2 of Charles's goals 2 in 5 minutes after coming off the bench. He got his third on 84 to seal the deal. Late penalty conceded really spoiled things for us, but it's a 3-1 victory, third in the table after the opening day, and what a start that is. Season ticket sales, 640 tickets sold for this season. I'm not sure what we're expected to be getting. The attendance for that game at Brackley was, if we just have a look, it was... Why can I not see the attendance? If we bring it in here, insert column, attendance, 801 people turned up for that game at Brackley. We had 601 for the friendly against South Shields and 608 for the Halifax game, and we've sold 640 season tickets. So hoping to be around the 1,000 mark for most of the season. That would be ideal. Do the finances a world of good. We have £126,000 in the bank. Hopefully we can continue to move forward. Our projection is to be 338,000 in debt in a couple of years' time, so it's not too bad. It's not the end of the world, especially if we can get some sponsorship in, keep the money building up. We don't want to run this club too far into the ground too early on because it becomes very difficult to get back from it. A couple of changes as we go into our first home game of this season of the series against Hereford. We have brought Thornton in at the back. He comes in for Bailey Gouda. We have also brought in Plant and Tear as the 2 wingers. They come in for Colville and they come in for Bramall, and then Charles earns his place up front. He replaces Coulson, and hopefully we can go and get another 3 points, start off the season exactly as we mean to go on. Must say, from the images it's shown, it looks like a pretty full house here today. And that can only benefit us in the long run as Tear wins that ball back, Maloney into Heslop, who didn't have a great game, but numbers wise he wasn't that bad. That ball looks for Charles. Charles is in behind, chance to make it 4 for the season for Jake Charles. He does just that, and what a player. This could be a guy that scores us plenty of goals this season. Jake Charles turning into the early hero of this save. Goes out to Tear, he looks forward, ball over the top, and Charles in behind finishes it. I realise I'm calling him Tear, it could be Tia. Anyone knows, leave a comment down below if it's Tear or Tear. For the moment it's going to be Tear, and unless you tell me otherwise, it's going to stay Dom Tear. So we have a free kick here 11 minutes in, and it's going to be Ayari will take it. Right foot is a long way out, hits it, and Visser clears it away, and it's smashed away by Lily, and Plant will collect it. I don't know if you've noticed, but this pitch is absolutely massive, and we've deliberately done that, and the plan is to hopefully be fitter than a lot of the sides in this league, and hopefully we can play it around them. We've made the pitch as big as we can. we're obviously going to press. We're going to look to conserve energy when we can as well. So we're not all about the press, but to want to make it as uncomfortable for the teams coming here as possible. I was thinking about making it tight and narrow, but I don't think that suits the way that we want us to play this season. And at half time here, 1-0, not been a great first half, but we are ahead. Turner under a little bit of pressure, guy looking for the ball. There's no ball on for him, so he switches it across to Burton. So much space out there, and that is what we want to exploit. We want to be able to get used to this big pitch and exploit it. Ball over top for Ayare, who seals the deal. It's 2-0. It was a tight. Oh no, it's offside. I'm gonna say it looked tight. I just said there's no VAR, so if it does stand, it stands. Ball over the top. He did. He went very early there, and it remains 1-0. Lloyd now looks out towards Story on this right hand side. Story infield to Haynes. Haynes back into Story, or Burton can clear it away. Can Coulson get there? He can, because there's a lot of space. Coulson now hanging on to the ball on this left hand side. Men coming out towards him. Can he find a ball? Lays back for Petrovic. In towards Ter, and Evans clears it away. And Thompson Summers can bring it out. He looks long towards Amadi. Amadi under pressure by Lang. Can Lang win the ball back off him? He can't. Or he can with a great tackle, but Story is there. Story back into Amadi. Lays it across for Thompson Summers, who's free, and he misses the target. What a great chance for Hereford to get back into this game. It remains 1-0. And maybe there's a part of me that is worried that I've gone way too big on this pitch. Story now into Pinchard. Pinchard, Lang makes the tackle, looks forward to Charles. Lilly wins it though. Hodgkiss looks on for Amadi. Amadi's in behind, chips it over the goalkeeper and over the bar. And we ride our luck there once again. Petrovic is back to Lang. He fires it in towards Charles now. Turns around the corner for Ayari. There's men getting forward. Coulson now. He's got two men to his right. Can he find the right pass? He finds Charles. Ayari was offside though. Why he made that pass, I have no idea. Because the ball was on for him to have his own shot. But he made the pass, and with 90 seconds to go, it is still 1-0, and Glyn has the ball now. On for Ayari. He lays it back to Lang. Lang looks forward towards Charles, and Lilly can clear it away. Amadi's there, but Lang wins it. He smashes it over the top of Lilly. Under pressure, hooks it away, and that is probably going to go for a throw-in on this near side. Oh, no, it doesn't. It's kept in, and Story now. And that was really well done. I think we all got caught out there, me included. Story bringing it forward now. Into the box, Lang just nips in, wins it back into Glyn, and the counter-attack is on once again. This big pitch is really opening up some of these games. Tear now on that right-hand side. Getting towards the byline. It's a long way to that byline, and Evans brings him down, and that is going to be a second yellow card for Evans, and Jack Evans is sent off. There is the final whistle. Back-to-back victories here in the league. Wasn't a great performance, but we out-XG'd them. Jake Charles getting his fourth of the season, and 2 out of 2, 6 points from the opening 2 games, and we'll play our third and final game of this episode, and hopefully we can make it 9 points, and we'll be on the way. I don't want to say to promotion this early on, but we'll be on the right footing as we start this save. Third and potentially what could be the final game of this episode. Although if we win it and Fylde win it, we will play Fylde in the next game, and we'll show that one on camera as well. It'll be first against second, an early test of how good we are. For now, we take on Bradford Park Avenue. We were bottom of the table after the opening couple of games. Cracknell, Burton, Williams, Gouda and Weleji. Petrovic and Hill in midfield. Bramall on the left, Colville on the right, and Ayari plays behind Coulson. And let's go and do this again, and let's go and pick up some more points as I just take the goalkeeper off the bench, because why do we need a goalkeeper for? Let's bring on a centre back and let's go do this. Big pitch, good following. I didn't check the attendance for the last game. I will just double check it. This is the Monday, so we played 2 games in the space of about 3 days. So that's why the changes have been made. Hopefully trying to keep this side fresh. This is a big thing. It's a reason I like a good 18 to 20 players in the squad, so we can keep things fresh. We can rotate regularly. Players can get games, and it's part of the reason we've got the 3 or 4 loan players that we've got in on zero money, because just to be able to bring those players in when we need to freshen things up, especially with the style that we're playing, I think that is key to everything. The size of the pitch and everything. As that ball, Bramall heads it in towards Coulson, who gets his first goal of the season. Michael Coulson makes it 1-0. Ball flicked over the top. Bramall won the header, and Coulson, I don't know if it was on the volley or the half volley, but it's 1-0, and what a start this has been. Inside the first half an hour, Colville chips it towards Bramall. He gets up, heads the ball, and Coulson, first time, just outside of the foot, flicks it over the goalkeeper on the volley. 1-0. Gouda looks towards Coulson. Now, both our wingers are playing as inside forwards, but I'm just wondering whether, especially when we're at home, to get the width more, to really expand this pitch to its full width. And coming inside from those wide positions could cause a lot of problems. Drag their defence out wide as well. And if there's any on-rushing midfield runs, that could cause them a hell of a lot of trouble, I think. As that looks towards Bramall there. He's headed away. Hill into Colville. Ayari back to Colville. He's in behind. Colville Has a poor effort, misses the target. Really should have made the keeper work there. It remains 1-0 here as we go into half time. What a first half. We have dominated proceedings here. Only had one shot on target though, but we scored it. Coulson with the goal just before the half-hour mark. And let's go and do the same in the second half. Ayari with this free kick looks towards the far post and Colville. There's a push there, and Coulson has the chance to get his second of the game, his second of the season, as he steps up now, right-footed against the goalkeeper. He puts it in the bottom corner. It's 2-0. It's a perfect start to the second half, and I think now we can just lower down the tempo a little bit, lower down the passing directness, and just really, I don't want to say chill out for the rest of the game, but just take our foot off the gas a little bit. 2-goal lead. Bradford Park Avenue haven't really given us a lot to worry about so far, and we can just, I think, take it a little bit easy now and just see this game out. Hopefully we can manage this game well. Don't want to do anything too silly, as Church wins a header against Williams, but there's no one beyond him to run onto it, and we can bring it out now from the back. Burton now, very narrow, but with the size of this pitch, you would expect us to be quite narrow at times. Haven wins that ball under pressure from Coulson. He looks back towards the goalkeeper, and Bradford Park Avenue can't regroup from the back. Sykes Kenworthy brings that quite a long way there before any of our players decided to really rush him. Bramall wins it though into the centre of the pitch towards Ayari, brought down, and another penalty. That looked bizarre. Is this going to be one of these things at the start of a football manager cycle where there's some harsh penalties? Michael Coulson gets our second hat-trick of the season. His first hat-trick. He has 3 goals, 2 in 4 minutes for him. Seals the hat-trick. 52 minutes in. Scarborough Athletic 3. Bradford Park Avenue 0. Coulson at the treble. And 2 from the penalty spot. And job should be done right now. Spencer looks long there for Blythe. Blythe's in behind. Has a chance now. 1-on-1. And he's missed the target. It's really Bradford's first opportunity of this game. They don't hit the target. We have been clinical today. 3 shots on target, 3 goals. I mean, I wish we'd have been a little bit more, better at hitting the target. But nonetheless, every time we have hit the target, we've scored. I suppose the only worry there is we've only hit the target once from open play. The other 2 were penalties. But the job is being done, and that's all that can be asked for at the moment. This early on in the season, as Glynn goes past his man, fires it, hits the post. That is unfortunate there. Thought he was going to make it 4, and it still remains 3-0. Ball fired ward towards Longbottom there, who had no one around him. Has time to turn and run at our defence. Longbottom now has gone a long way with this ball. Lays it back towards Noakes. He gives it back to Longbottom now. In towards Nowelski. Nowelski lays it across. Cracknell spills it. Blythe cleared away though. And hopefully we can hang on to this clean sheet in this game. Unlike the game at the opening game of the season against Brackley, where we conceded a late penalty. As we head into stoppage time, it is 3-0. It is 3 more points, and we're going to show one more game in this episode now. Coulson with the hat-trick. What a start to this season. Fylde have dropped down to 7th after their result. They drew 0-0 with Farsley, but we're going to play them nonetheless. We're top of the table. They are by far one of the best sides that we would have played. Brackley are down in 21st. Bradford are 24th. Hereford are in 15th. So we've played 3 teams who currently, after 3 games, reside in the bottom half of the table. Fylde are in those playoff places. They started the season with 4 points from their opening 2 games. They now have 5 from their opening 3. So let's see how good we are. Let's test ourselves against a good side in Fylde. The attendances for the opening 2 games, 1,700 against Hereford and then 1,500 against Bradford. The Bradford away area looked a lot more sparse than the Hereford game, which probably explains why we're 200 down. But big crowds there. Finances 145,000, going in the right direction, and that is ideal. If we can keep winning games, keep bringing the fans in, then hopefully it can earn us some money. And obviously we've got that FA Cup as well in the middle of September. Second qualifying round we enter. If we can make the first round proper, there is a chance to make money there as well. It's just got to keep moving onwards and upwards. Now, for those of you that are interested, the XG table, which is something that obviously I used a little bit on FM22. I want to use it a bit more to see what we're doing. We are doing better than our expected points. We're doing better than our expected goals against, and we scored the amount of goals that we were expected to as well. So we're pretty much on par. First in the table, first in the XG table. So it's not a bad start for us in terms of XG. We are really doing what it says on the tin. We've got 7 goals as well this season. Absolutely fantastic start to the season. 2 hat-tricks, and if both strikers can hit the ground running, that leaves us in an absolute beautiful place. So this is the final game of this episode. We take on Fylde away from home. It's a good test how good we are going to be. Cracknell is in goal. It's Burton, Gouda, Lang and Kelly across the back. Hill and Maloney in front of them. Bramall on the left. Colville on the right. Ayari plays behind Charles this time. And let's move onwards and upwards. Luca Colville is the only really worrying one. He's on 6.55 thus far. Chance to redeem himself though. Although he's played 2 games, hasn't he? I think he played in 2 of the 3. So maybe actually, looking at it, I think we bring him out. And who do we bring in for him? Dom Terry didn't have a great game. Nick Hutton's there. Kieran Glynn. Brad Plant. I just wonder, do we bring back in... I think we're going to bring in Kieran Glynn, who played a 6.75 so far this season, and hopefully playing the players on form can do us the world of good, really, because everyone is started the season like a house on fire. I've used that phrase about 17 times in this episode, but it is the facts of the matter. And let's take on Fylde and let's go and make it 4 out of 4. Lang looks forward towards Glynn. Charles wins it though. ARA been behind, hits a shot, and Neil gets down to his left hand side, hangs onto the ball. And that was really well worked. Ball long, the header was won, and the second ball won as well. As Gouda heads that ball in towards Charman. He looks for the lob. Oh my word, I thought for a second that was going to drop inside the goal. Great effort there by the Fylde man. It remains 0-0. Chance at either end though as well. Zayari is dispossessed. Horton looks for Charman. Charman out to Fevrier. Fevrier now coming in field from that right side. Looks for Charman. What a save from Cracknell. Pull back in and Kelly can smash it away. And what a brilliant save that was there from Joe Cracknell in the goal. That brings him up as a 7 rating already, as Fylde have been slightly the better team here in this opening half an hour. We've had a chance, but not really in terms of highlights have we done too much. Hill lays it back to Good now. He looks on towards Charles. Davis wins that header, but Charles nips in to win it back. Ball to Kelly now, getting forward over halfway. Looks down the line for Glynn. Glynn now. Can he pull the ball back? It's a ball in. Davis heads it away. Bramall away from goal. Collects it. Lays it in field to Hill. He manages to hang on to the ball. Ayari wins it back. Maloney gives it into Kelly now. Rowley nips in though and gives it back to the goalkeeper, who fires it long, and Lang chests it down, but Charman is there once again. He's everywhere so far in this first half. Charman into the box and fires it over the bar, and if he had a little bit more composure and a little bit better finishing, I think we could have been in a world of bother here, because he has been everywhere in this first half, only playing a 6.6 as well, which is surprising. But at half time, Fylde 0, Scarborough 0, and it's our first real test of this save, and you can feel it. We're playing well. 6 shots, 2 on target. 0.38 XG is quite poor. 53% possession. But you can just feel Fylde are in the ascendancy, and we need to nip that in the bud right away. Ball over top. Defend. Kelly stopped, and Rowley will put the ball in, and it's headed away. Fevrier is there. Gets it away from Bramall. Pulls back for Horton, and it's found its way in, and Nick Horton makes it Fylde 1. And it's disallowed. Cracknell was really poor. Considering the save he made earlier on, the ball went in. Oh, that is tight. He's just going to fraction early. It's a great... well... it's a good finish. Cracknell should do better, really, but it remains 0-0. Ayari now back to Ter. Ter tries to go past his man. Tackle goes in, and Rowley is there again. He has been quite good there in that left back position. Gouda wins there. Can Hill get there? He can't. Horton though picks it up under a bit of pressure, has to lay it back to Davis, and they work it out to the right hand side. Fevrier now looks forward for Horton, who makes the on-rushing run. He's in behind, and the shot is blocked, and Cracknell can collect it. And I thought he could have took that a little bit further before he hit it, but it remains 0-0 here. And like I say, it hasn't been particularly great from us. We knew it was going to be a test. That ball goes in for Rowley, who misses the target with a header. Great chance into the final 10 minutes, and Fylde have been in the ascendancy now. We started okay, but they've been in the ascendancy for most of this game. But it looks as if we're going to walk away with a 0-0 draw. We're going to stay top of the table on goal difference over Darlington. We've kept another clean sheet. I can't argue with that for the most part. We didn't create an awful lot, but we walk out with a point. 10 points from the opening 4 games of the season. What a start. We're going to take a quick look at the statistics of some of the players, and then we're going to end the episode there. What a start to this season it's been. Before we get into the stats of some of the players, Fylde are predicted to finish top of the table, so that is a fantastic result there. The teams we've played, Bradford are predicted to finish bottom. We have Brackley, who are mid-table, and Hereford, who are mid-table. So we've beaten the 3 teams who are mid-table and bottom, and we have drew with the team who are predicted to finish top. If we just have a quick look at the squad, in terms of average rating, Jake Charles with a 7.93, obviously that hat-trick in the first game has done that for him. 7.5 for Lewis Lang at centre-back, and Bailey Gouda with a 7.27. Both of them doing fantastic jobs. Those are the only 2 players to score as well, are Charles and Colson. both strikers can hit 15 to 20 goals this season. Well, 20 plus realistically. We will be in a good position. In terms of assists, Kieran Burton has 2, Daniel Bramwell has the other one. We've scored a number of penalties, but we've been in position to win those penalties. So that is a really good thing for us. James Gale hasn't got a look in yet. He's the only one just looking down this right hand side who is concerned, as is James Rowland. But at the moment, like I said, those are squad players. Those will come in and play a little bit more as the games start to come thick and fast, especially if we have a decent cup run. League table, it looks like this. We have 10 points from 4 games, 3 wins, 1 draw. Obviously the victories against Bradford, Hereford and Brackley, and that draw against Fylde just then. 6 goal difference, 1 better than Darlington, who also have 10 points. Great position to be in right at the start of this season. As for when we will come back, we are going to play through a bunch of games. We don't want to spend too long on too many seasons, but I think when we're going to come back for is going to be the October games. Kettering, Buxton, Telford are in there, and then we're just looking at where else we can come back after that. Maybe there'll be an FA Cup first round tie around this time in November, but as for now, we'll play through the rest of August, and then all of September we're back for the Kettering game. Kettering, Buxton and Telford, and maybe one other depending on how the FA Cup falls, depending on how that episode goes. Maybe the Alfreton game will be thrown in there as well. But what a start to this season. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next time where we continue our push with Scarborough Athletic, hoping for promotion in the first season, because we've started absolutely fantastically. See you soon. Goodbye.